Hi mommy, welcome to Arm Envy workout. Today you're going to need a medium set of dumbbells, a light set of dumbbells, and that's it. We are training arm endurance to give you a really toned and lean looking upper body, starting with just body weight, going into alternating posture flutter kicks. We're gonna be stepping back with alternating feet, reaching against the wall. We have Ava Falls joining us this morning. Good morning. Alternating arms. And what we're working on is getting you out of the slouch posture that you may be in from looking at your phone too much or gazing downward from holding and feeding your baby. We're working against that. Draw the shoulder together. Elbows are in a hair bent position, so slightly bent and holding that. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1. Next, we're preparing for a cherry picker. So arms are going to be out to the side. We're going to touch in the front, in the back, in the front, out. Front, back, front, out. Front, back, front, out. I notice we have a drawer open over here. This is where we keep our library books, so that they don't get lost amongst the house. It's going to drive me crazy if I leave it open the whole time. We try to hit the library once every other week, once a month, just to get a little book refresh because I don't like buying them. I'm kind of a thrifting kind of mom as it is, but when it comes to books, I don't want to get bored either, but I do want to read to my kids. So in order for me not to get bored, I like to borrow for them from the library. Front, back, front, out, front, back, front, out. Now overhead arm clap. We're only going as low to parallel and clapping quietly overhead. We're getting your shoulder muscles primed and ready for action today. They are going to be looking really defined from this workout. I used to be in the military as an engineer officer for 5.5 years and deployed to Afghanistan. A lot of times we didn't have any equipment to train with. So we would do these. We would do cherry pickers, overhead arm claps. A version of posture flutter wasn't quite like that. No men in the Army really cared about posture, but I did. And these bodyweight exercises, they can really, really burn when you do a lot of them. So mini squat, hands come together, oblique stretch. Mini squat, palms together, oblique stretch. When you do the oblique stretch, ensure that the foot that you're reaching away from, that it stays mounted on the floor. What I don't want to see is this happening, the heel coming off the mat. You're feeling a slight burn in your shoulders. That's the intent right now. Really extend the oblique. I never want your obliques too tight during this plan as we heal diastasis recti. Two, and last one, go for your medium set of dumbbells, please. What we're doing here, we have a little 30-second rest for you to prepare. If you don't have your weights, that's fine. We're doing full bicep curls, and then you're coming back down to 90 degrees, and then give me the rest. So these are 1.5 bicep curls, I call them. And 10 more seconds, get ready for it. Elbows are locked in against the side of your ribs. Really trying not to move the upper body at all. And let's do it. Full bicep curl, coming down to 90 and up. Full bicep curl, down to 90 and up. Down here, we are not bouncing the weights off of your legs. So I don't want to see any of that happening. That's cheating. That's not you. You're an honest woman. Full bicep curl, halfway down and up. Full bicep curl, lower to halfway and up. Great. Dumbbell front raise. So just one weight now. We're working on the front part of our deltoids. Feet are shoulder width distance apart, and we're coming up to eye level and lowering. Don't allow the dumbbell to hit your thighs. Arms are in a firm position, unmoving, but like a stick, there's a little bit of bend in the elbow. I want you to maintain that healthy bend. Next is alternating shoulder press. So back to 2 medium or heavier weights. Starting in this position, just one arm at a time, always keeping a little bit of tension here. Elbow starts at your ear's height. So all of these exercises are relaying over into functional motherhood life. When we are picking up our babies, we need strong biceps. When we are lifting them out of a crib, bassinet, a pack and play, a car seat, we need those strong front deltoid muscles. And then right here, so many times we are having to hold a baby on our shoulder, to burp them, and to just move them in and out of things. We need a strong upper body in order to do so and not get injured. We're going to 1.5 bicep curls again, all the way up, halfway down, and up. Full bicep curl, halfway down, and to the top. You're being mindful of where your upper arm is. It's drilling into the side of your ribs. We're training the short head of the bicep right now. And this is going to give you that definition that you're a woman who works out. Full bicep curl and a half. One weight down. Single dumbbell front raise. All right. You are picking up your child who just had a blowout and you're holding them away from the body to bring them over to the diaper changing station right now. You have the strength to do so because you train the anterior part of your delts. You put in the hard work. Motherhood is something you don't get paid for, but it is the hardest job in the world. It's the most selfless job, the most sanctifying, I would say, because it takes so much selflessness all the time. So I admire you, know that. Alternating shoulder press. Have dumbbells here at the ears. And from mom to mom, I know that you will probably never be thanked for all of the middle of the night feeds when you so selflessly get up to prepare a bottle or put baby to breast and get out of bed, get back in bed, gently sneak away, all those things that you don't get thanked for. I'm here to say thank you because you are seen, you are known, your actions matter. There really couldn't be a more important job. All right, ladies, 1.5 bicep curls. Palms are facing out. Squeeze all the way up and halfway down and all the way up. You know when you want to compliment your child, but they're also doing something really good, so you don't want to interrupt the moment. Moms of older kids, you know what I'm talking about. That's where we're at right now. Squeeze all the way up, halfway down to the top. Full bicep curl, halfway down to the top. Your body isn't swaying. You are a strong flagpole. It's not wiggling around. One weight down. Front raise. Legs are out shoulder width distance apart. Hair bend in the elbows. Raising up to eye level, slow and controlled. No thumping the thighs at the bottom. Stay with me strong. This is the point where you may want to quit, and I'm going to tell you to keep going. This is where we're really making the gains. And if you are not being challenged, this is your indication that you need to pick up a heavier weight. Next is alternating shoulder press. Prepare weights next to your ears. Elbows are forward of the body about 15 degrees. So notice from the side, my elbows aren't all the way over here. They're right here. From an anatomical standpoint, this is the healthiest position for you. And then from a muscle building standpoint, we're also getting max gains here. We're alternating, keeping some tension on the arm that isn't moving. Put those weights down. We get a little about 45-second rest. I want you to do shoulder circles during this rest. And reverse those. The next exercise is my favorite. It's arguably the hardest. You're going to want to use light weights. We're doing lateral raise with a pulse at the top. Grabbing my light weights, shoulder width distance apart, lateral raise with a little pulse at the top. You are a little baby check, just learning to flutter, get off of the ground, lift those up at the top. When you do a self-check at your elbows, make sure that they are slightly bent, but they're not changing angle. The angle between your forearm and your upper arm isn't changing. Overhead tricep press. Now you can either stick with the lighter weight if you feel like you have light triceps, or go back to a medium dumbbell. Of course, I'm going to challenge you to go back to heavier weight when you can. One arm comes back, opposite arm grazes the forehead. Notice that this hand that's in front of the forehead, it's not pushing. It's really just there as a cosmetic fence. It's keeping it in line so that the elbow doesn't protrude farther than we want past the head. Arm is coming down to a full stretch in the tricep, and we're pressing up with vigor. And same thing, other side. Prepare, get into position. You have your privacy fence up, elbows making contact. You're doing a self-check right now. What I don't want to see is going all the way to the side, nor do I want to see you going straight back. That's not good either. Think about reaching for the 12 o'clock. If the 12 o'clock were along the center line of your body, full stretch and then squeeze up out of the stretch. You're shortening a rubber band. Stretch it out and then tighten it. Back to your light weights. These are our lateral raise pulses. In 3, 2, 1, here we go. If I could give one developmental tip as far as your kids advancing in their language, verbal, emotional skills, is to give eye contact. That's something that I think about throughout my day, every single day with little Laurel, because giving your baby eye contact is one of the best early indicators of advancing language skills, enunciation, how they pronounce words, and increasing their vocabulary. But I say this knowing that it takes discipline. Go back to your medium weight. We're doing our single arm tricep press, because it's easy to look at your phone. But I keep it in the back of my mind that I don't want to disrupt the intimacy and early connection that I have the potential to establish with my babies and with my kids by allowing the phone to steal my attention. So almost all the day, mine stays in the kitchen drawer. Does it need to be? No. Luke thinks it's a bad idea, but I say, hey, it helps me not be distracted. Sometimes I miss texts, and that can be important when you have older kids in school. But I let my friends know and my family know, call me if you need me, because it can be really distracting if you do respond to text messages all day, every day. And I say this talking about babies because we're postpartum moms here. Hand against your elbow, other side. But this is equally as important for older children too as they develop. It's absolutely free. And I'm not here to diminish or to demean children who are pre-born with developmental, with slower ways that they develop. But it's something that we can do for free, no matter how your child's developing, whether they are struggling with autism or a similar struggle. We can give eye contact for free and help ensure that our children are learning to emotionally relate to us, that they understand empathy and expression and what we're saying with our face, even beyond our words. So lateral raise with a pulse. So whether I'm correcting my child or whether I'm building them up, I'm really working on giving them that eye-to-eye contact, which gets increasingly harder the more kids you have, because you're cooking, you're doing chores, you're telling 3 kids to do different things all at the same time. So on my part, it's something I continually have to work on to let my child know that I love you, whether you did something good or bad, that we have that equal trust and unique connection as a mother-daughter or mother-son. All right, tricep press, ladies. Hand is coming over the forehead. So with babies in their vision, just continuing on for a second, first you help them develop joint attention, meaning when you look over and you're watching the TV, the baby will start to notice and they will look at whatever you're looking at. It's actually a good sign when joint attention has been established. And then they move from a more passive role to an active role called triadic gaze. This means when your child looks at something they want, like a rattle or a new toy, and then they look at you two make eye contact, and the baby looks back at the object that they want, they're telling you that I want that, Mom. Do you see it? Do you understand? Then you know that they've developed triadic gaze. And there's many more visual cues that develop with your children thanks to healthy amounts of eye contact whenever you can, giving yourself grace, because most of us are busy parents just doing the best we can. But when you're sitting there and you can offer your baby your eyes, know that you're improving their brain, you're improving their emotional capacity and connection from a young age. And really, it's at no cost to you. My triceps are gonna burn tomorrow. All right, put that down. We have a little bit of rest here. I'm gonna get a sip of water. If you wanna go get anything else upstairs, you can, okay? And next we're going to do hammer curl with dumbbell high pull. So for hammer curl, the key is your thumbs are going to be going up first, but thumbs are going to completely secure the dumbbell and pointing outward. This way we're targeting the long head of the bicep. Both heads insert at the elbow, they just end at different points. So this is the longer head that we use for any lifting exercise or any lifting movement in real functional momhood. Just like bicep curls though, your upper arm is drilling into your sides at the ribs. Yeah, you can go ahead. You wanna put your snack on the counter, please?
No, I'm gonna leave it upstairs.
Okay, you can. Thank you. And dumbbell high pull, ladies. Weights are right in front of you. We are drawing elbows up first and just let the hands follow, keeping it nice and narrow to the body. Doing a self-check, your gaze is making sure that dumbbells are coming to the clavicle, to your collarbone. And let's look at this from behind. As if there were a ventriloquist pulling strings from your elbows, reaching them up to the ceiling. That's what's happening right now. Just think about high elbows. Turn on your core for this exercise so that it is tight and unwavering. Hammer curl. All right, ladies, let's max it out. I wanna see how many repetitions you can get in of hammer curl right now. Feet are out wide. This is not your position because then you're reducing your ability to get in max reps. Wider base is going to make you more solid. Struggle through it, getting as many reps as you can. Dig deep. And 2, 1. Woo, mommy. All right, dumbbell high pull. Getting ready for it, not allowing the chest to keep forward, okay? Chest is upright, it's proud. Elbows up high. Now, you heard me mention core tight for this exercise specifically. Some upper body exercises apply a little more intra-abdominal pressure than others, and this is important to us as we're healing our diastasis recti. For example, when you graduate from the 12-week post-pregnancy plan and you move on to more advanced upper body exercises in my 10-minute plan, in the lean, fast, strong, capable plan, and on your own, when you try to go do a lat pull down, for example, or row machine, or pull-ups or chin-ups, you really need to be mindful of those upper body exercises that do apply a lot of intra-abdominal pressure, so we don't cause coning along your midline. Back to hammer curl. And I also want to include, if you ever do see coning, don't be alarmed. What I want you to do is just think about pulling in your abdomen, think about drawing the navel to the spine, and see if you can control the intra-abdominal pressure. Because movements are part of everyday life. You're going to move in all different positions. Nothing should be off limits, but it is important that you learn body control and proprioception of how to pull those muscles in when you do those more advanced moves, like put a kayak over your head. Last exercise, and then we are on to a really enjoyable stretch that I think you're going to love. Some rain looks like it's coming in here. I'm sorry if it's gotten darker. I have a lot of stuff growing right now, so I am definitely a flower and plant and fruit growing kind of gal, so I'm excited about the rain. The blossoms that were on the nectarine tree and the peach tree, the flowers are falling away, and now little buds are coming in, green leaves, so a new season. It's exciting for me to see. When you go ahead, put those weights down. We are going into a back fold that's going to really open up the shoulders, and it's a progression from what you've already learned, what we've already done together. So we're linking the fingers behind us. Once you feel like you're in a good spot, I'm going to lift up pinkies as high as you can. When you cannot go any further, dart your hips back as if you were reaching into a pack and play, and then fold all the way through. Gravity is supporting us by manually dropping down your arms. It's pulling them down. So we're going into a further extension than we can when we're just standing up straight. Keep the lock of your fingertips. And if this fold is too advanced for you, I don't want you to feel guilty at all doing this in a standing position. Maybe you're still right here and this is like, hey Ash, this is my max. This is where I'm at right now. You can also use a wall to support you to do a perfectly good modification if you're not ready for the full forward fold. For ladies who are still in this full forward fold, I want you to drop your arms down, bend the knees, and we're going to roll up, dropping the shoulders down in the back. Next exercise stretch, let's sit down together for this. We're gonna work out tension in the upper back and the neck. One arm is going to reach over and using circular motion, dig into the connective tissues and muscles in your upper back and the traps here. These can get especially tight in motherhood from leaning over to change diapers, feeding our baby, getting down on the ground with them to try to see into their little beady eyes, And we're getting rid of that tension. Heading over into your neck, the base of your neck. And you can switch arms to do same side as the side that's reaching. Head is getting heavy and really reaching down towards your shoulder. The cervical vertebrae here. See if there's anything that needs to be worked out. Really apply some good pressure. This is preventing you from pulling your neck, doing something random. So when your baby throws a spoon, you don't all of a sudden pull your neck because you've taken the time to stretch it out. Now use a sweeping motion and see if you can feel anything there. We all carry tightness in different places, but the neck and shoulders is very common for women, so something I want you to be proactive about. And from here, staying on the same side, lift your elbow up into tricep stretch. Reaching it down. Hand is reaching down towards shoulder blade. Same thing, other side, ladies. Allow the neck to get nice and heavy. Ear is dropping to the shoulder, and opposite arm is going to start going along the ridge of the scapular bone. You have firm fingers, making little eddies, little circles, digging into the connective tissue and muscles. You're making a mental note of where you're especially sore and tight so that other days this week, you can go ahead and repeat this on your own and reduce the tension here. Same arm as the side that you're working on, increasing the depth in which your elbow is reaching towards the shoulder. And continue going up the side of your neck. The levator muscles, the muscles that lift up the neck all day, they do get tired. All right, and right into tricep stretch. High pointy elbow, and extend the tricep muscles. During this, your neck will go forward slightly, but we're not allowing chest to cave in. I want to show you from the side angle. This is what I don't want to see. Not good, okay? The head is just a little bit more forward than normal. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Fantastic job on arm envy. I'm really grateful that you joined me, and I hope you have a productive and lovely rest of your day. Bye.